Alright, minimum spanning tree. The third skill we need to show is how to get rid of pathways that are just unnecessary. So once again, I've got the map of the botanical garden, but this time we're looking at the pathways and how much the irrigation costs. So I've left out a couple here just to add them in so you can see what I'm doing. So there's a pathway from A to E, and if I look up on my original table, I find out the path from A to E cost me $5,500. So just going to add that in, $5,500, and there's one more pathway which is A to D, or down here, A to D, $9,000. So I'll put that pathway in, and that completes my diagram. Alright, so I want to be able to lay the piping or my garden to get watering, but I don't want to spend all that money. That's way too much money. Any council, any person obviously wants to spend as little money as they have to, but do the job well. So if I want to make this the best spanning tree I want to make it, I'm going to get rid of all the really expensive ones first. So for example, here we go, $21,000. I'm going to get rid of that one, so bye bye. This pathway is going to get, this irrigation pipe is going to go in, is not necessary. We're not going to use it. Okay, here's another one, $16,200. That's way too much, so we're not going to use that pipe as well. Right, looking around, $15,400. That's way too much, so I don't need that pipe either. Alright, that one's the one going all the way up to C. Keep on looking. So I'm looking down here at I. Let's have a look at the cheapest options we've got. $9,300, $7,800, and $13,300. So obviously that's the cheapest one, so I want to get rid of these two options and leave in the cheapest one possible. So there is one of my final pathways. Okay, that is the best one. Okay, so I'm going to put that one in. That one's a good one, and I'm going to keep it. Okay, right, let's carry on eliminating all the really nasty ones. So $19,500, way too expensive, so that one's going. Okay, $14,700, that's way too expensive, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay, now I'm starting to get down to the business end at the bottom here. I want to leave in some pathways so I can still get my water around the place. So I'm going to have a little look at my choices here. Okay, so for G, to get some water, okay, we can either send the water up from H, we can send the water down from I or F, or we could even come down this way. We could come down this pathway to I and then up to G. So it seems that this one might be a good one to bring back in. So we'll keep eliminating all the expensive ones, and we'll see what we are left with. Alright, so this $12,900, away you go. You're too dear. We don't want you. Okay, let's keep looking. Alright, so let's have a look up here. What's my cheapest pathway for A? It's obviously that one, so that one's going to stay. That one is cool. I want you. But I have to remember that A still has to be connected to the rest of the system somehow. So E's got its pathway, E's going to stay there, it's connected to A, but somehow we're going to have to keep on going. So I've got these two choices here. So I'm going to get rid of my 9,000 and keep my 8,400. So B is part of my tree, the A, B, that line. Okay, so I'm keeping on looking here and seeing what I've got. So now B's got a few choices. So we've got this 7,500, which is cheaper than the 8,400, but I still need to remember that C has to be included there somewhere. Let's have a look at C. It's got three choices: 8.4, 10.8, or 9.3. So if I get rid of those expensive ones, and I still want C to be left getting water, I'm going to have to keep this one in. So I'm getting rid of the expensive ones, but I'm also remembering I need to send water around everywhere. Okay, so we've got this connection going on here. So I'm going to also keep this one in so the rest of the gardens can still get their water. Okay, looking at D. Got lots of expensive trails there, so I'll keep them in mind for a moment and see which way I want to go. Okay, right, so H down here, we've eliminated those three pathways, so all that's left for H is that one, which is a relatively expensive irrigation pipeway, but H still needs to be included. Okay, so with G, I've got these choices here. I've got 13,000, 13,200, or I can put this pipeway back in. Then G still gets its water coming through from F, but I don't have these two expensive ones. So I'm going to get rid of those two expensive ones, and I'm going to put this 9,300 back into one of my pipeways. Okay. So what is left? I've got these 4 down the bottom connected. I've got these 5 up the top connected, but I just don't have a connection between the two. So I'm looking for the cheapest way through from this top half to the bottom half. So I've got two choices really, and both of them are exactly equal, 9,300 or 9,300. So either one of those is acceptable. Well, I'm just going to go with this one because I haven't crossed it out yet. Alright, so let's have a check. E, A, B, C, B, D, F, I, G, H. Alright, so everything is included. I can do a smaller map if I wish, just to make it clearer what I'm doing. Just to show in detail my minimum spanning tree. Okay, B comes down to D, which comes down to F, which comes down to I, which comes down to G, and comes down to H. Alright, so merit, achievement, and excellence here. So for my merit, for my achieved, I need to be able to show that I've found the minimum spanning tree, and I've done that. There's the correct tree right there. For my merit, I need to give some sort of justification. Okay, so I need to possibly write down what I've done. Okay, started by eliminating the highest priced pipeways. Those left are the cheapest and only connecting pipes included. Okay, so there's some justification why I've done that. So, and I can say, I guess I should say, eliminating, I might even use some colors here. So orange is the ones that I eliminated, and green are the ones that are included. Okay, so there's some justification for my method there. Okay, did I use Kruskal's algorithm? In a way I have. I've kept all the cheap ones, I've got rid of the expensive ones. I could write down an explanation of how I've done that using Kruskal's just to nail it. I could probably expand on my explanation here, just how I was able to do this. and that would boost this up from a really nice solid merit at the moment up to a good solid excellence. And that is minimum spanning tree. Thank you very much.